have a conversation and see what happens. All right, everybody ready? Everybody ready? Let me know in the chat if you are ready
Let me turn the lights on,
for
actually.
something big today. I think they're ready. Ready, ready, ready. Well, let's do it. All right, everybody, welcome to a breaking news edition of the Rippily Show. I'm your host, Jessica Dugas, the host of the Rippily Show, usually, but we're doing a little breaking news today. I have with me Claudio Perrone, the
Yay.
man of the hour, the man of the last 4 months.
I love the banner, by the way. It's awesome.
Very exciting news today, Claudio. We had done a little fun poll in the chat before we came on today. What do you think is the big Rippily announcement today? We asked, do you think Claudio got a new puppy named Ripple? Is Oprah taking my job and hosting the Rippily Show? Is it Rippily officially open for beta users today? Is Rippily open to the whole wide world today? Has Rippily been purchased by Google? These are the questions we are asking today. Claudio, do you want to share with us the breaking news?
I'm just looking at the poll. None of them is correct, actually. So that's it's fun. Ta-da,
There
ta-da-da.
it is.
No, okay. So after long waiting, we've been like in beta basically for the last 4.5 months since I wrote the very first line of codes. I think it was a few weeks later, anyways, we already had people in beta playing with stuff, doing events. So now it's time. The time has arrived where the beta ends, and is going to technically to end next Thursday, I think, the 24th, the official date. So you have time, but the plan is ending, and so it's time to do two things. One is to think about the resources that you have right now, like what ripples, what waves you have, which ones you want to keep, and pay. Yes, I'm getting paid finally. After living under a bridge for months, finally I can buy myself, like, I don't know, a cup of coffee or something like that. And so yeah, we're doing this transition, and right now what happens is I just went live this morning. I've been fixing some bugs, and I actually, it's not only breaking news. Actually, I'm breaking ripples as well. I did I did after the deployment. Oops, I had to modify the database, and the system thought, "Ooh, everybody's turned free, as in free account. Let's freeze everything. Let's turn off all the listed ripples." And so one thing I will ask you to do, I'll show you what to do, but basically is to turn on again the listing in your ripples, in your waves, if you had them all, because I turned them off, the entire world, and there's no way I can know which ones you had. So if you saw the discovery page and it seemed a little bit empty, that's the reason. It was me, like, chief breaker. I wanted to have big news, and that's big enough.
I know. I came in this morning and I was like, where did my waves go? They're gone.
That's fine. That's fine. But I think this is definitely the beginning, not the end. So what happens is there's a few days to keep in mind. So today, officially, you are able to pay for a plan. Artemis has been super fast. She's been crazy. As in, I didn't even have time to test with my own credit card, if I had the connection working. And Artemis was already there. So that's pretty fun. And but anyways, so there's that. Next week you have time anyways. You have like 8 days to think about it, what you want to purchase. If you want to purchase, of course, you can stay free if you want to. And then after that time, there is an if you don't do anything, basically you're going to be moved to the free account, which allows for one wave, one Ripple. Everything else gets to be frozen, but you have basically 48 hours to rearrange basically which Ripple you want to keep and which ones you
Right.
want to freeze. And this is also true if you pay for something. And again, if you have more resources that the plan enables, you have the ability to rearrange. So I tried anyways to do as much as I could to make it easy for people to identify what to
Right.
do. Right.
Right. Let's start at the very beginning so we make sure everybody is clear about the dates that things are going to happen, and then we do have some questions coming in the chat and that will tie into this conversation as well. So, what specifically is happening today? Today is Friday, April 17th, 2026. What is
Yeah.
happening today?
Yeah. So first of all, let me share maybe the screen so we can
Sure.
see for a sec. So share the screen, entire screen, and understand if people are on YouTube, they may not see it big
They will see.
enough. They will see. They will see.
Mhm.
So this is what happens, right? If you've been, and this message, in fact, actually two dates. One is today. This is for beta users, people who are in the system right now. They will see a banner. The invitations are still closed because the actual live launch to the rest of the world with open login and everything for everyone that is new actually is going to happen Monday. Okay. I gave myself basically this weekend to check what people are doing, if there's any issue, and there will be, just to do a little bit of tweaking before basically going live. So officially, you can tell everybody and your mom about Rippily going live officially basically on Monday. Okay. But today we are opening the plans for the beta users on the founding plan and so on. So let me just share. Well, actually, I am sharing. So let me zoom in for a second. Wait, this is Opera. I never use Opera, but yeah, there we go. So you see basically your beta plan ends April 24th at midnight UTC. Okay, 8 days remaining. So what happens now? What we see is a number of things. Choose the plan. So here you can choose your plan. And again, if you've been a beta user, if you've been with me all this time, basically, you deserve it. And so here we go. We have the various plans here. So the founding, we already know, right? You cannot switch. You only can get the annual plan for this one. Everything else you can have like monthly or annually. There's no further discount between monthly and annual, in case you ask, because there's already like a really steep discount there. And I just felt, it's only an accounting issue if you want to move from monthly to annual, basically. The other thing that is important to say about this plan is that, yes, there is a date by which you will have to subscribe for the plan. But once you join one of these plans, and it could be even the smallest one, the founder one, you can change your mind and switch tiers. Basically, for a year, if you switch tiers, you will still be in the founding plan. However, and I can see that already, I can imagine, if you cancel 1 month, that's it. Don't come crying to me. That's it. That's it. Okay. So I'm not going to. So the
Don't do
founding
it.
is don't do it. Just don't do it. Exactly. Don't cry for Argentina. There we go. Don't cry for me, Argentina. There we go. Okay. So now that we have the founding out of the way, and again, this is, I want to explain this because there will be people who come later. Maybe they will understand, people who've been on this founding plan. Maybe they would want a piece of it. The reality is, I've been creating this platform with the community. Okay, this is a real radical development where basically I'm radically working together with the community to build what I built, and it's continuing evolving because of the community. Okay, it would not have been possible without the continuous feedback, help, and feedback doesn't mean people have been asking for things and I would automatically do it. I'll definitely write about this kind of idea that I'm not abdicating the choices to the community. This is not like a build to order, basically. Okay. Anyways, point being is this is what happens. You have the beta. You can choose a plan, and if I choose the plan, say I select the this one here, say monthly. I go there. I will eventually go to Stripe. I think this is a 42424242. This is a temporary. This is not my real credit card. This is a test credit card. Okay. 08. Oop. 27. 123. Claudio. Oops. Sort of Claudio. That's more of a Tibor kind of like name, possibly. And if everything goes well, here we go. Success. Plan activated. I'm sure you paid for stuff before, right? So it's nothing,
no,
whatever.
Just for those who have never bought anything online before, great tutorial here.
Exactly. You can change the card in the future, but basically you already have. And don't worry, this is a previous one. But basically you have everything. You can get the invoice from here, the receipt invoice, and everything should work. I'm saying it should work. Everything works. So far, it works. Okay. So that's the thing. Can you cancel? You can. If you cancel, too expensive for many. I'm not using it enough. Okay, never mind. Let's keep the plan. I don't want to do that.
Don't show anybody that button. Don't show the button.
No, exactly. And actually, I did something wrong here because, in a way, I got the plan, which is a little bit too big, I guess. And I wanted to show you something different. But let me see if I can redo it. Give me 1 second.
All right, so I know that lots of you, and can I get a show of hands in the chat? How many of you have already gotten signed up for on the beta level? Let me know.
Yeah.
Let me know in the chat. Artemis got signed
I will.
up.
Oh, really? I didn't even check. Thank you so much. Artemis, Dr. Sandy, Marisa. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, very good.
He doesn't even know what's happening, guys. That's why I want to get him excited.
I didn't have time. I was too busy fixing bugs,
Listen, he never sleeps, guys. Never sleep.
Well, there is some truth to that. There is that. Wait, I don't want to show you my WhatsApp, but I need to. Give me 1 second. Where is it? Let me move it here first. But I think this is basically what it is, right? I don't know. AI parentheses. Claude 4.7 this morning went out. And I sent a message straight to my friend, and he replied with this: "People, developers with AI at 3 a.m." That's exactly me. I was launching like a new terminal, and this is what I saw. So it really shows. And and again, this is not vibe coding. Of course, it's AI assisted, and there's a lot of craftsmanship that goes into that. But anyways, I don't have to justify myself. So having said that, let me just refresh and let's see if the AI is doing it right. Okay, so we're back here. And one thing I want to show is, let me run block B. Sorry, just another check. So we're back to the original position, right? Where you can choose a plan, and that's okay. but I want to show you what happens if you if you don't do anything. What happens? You miss the news, and I mean, you
That's
have
it.
8
It's on
days.
forever.
I'm going to I'm going to send emails left and right, and basically, if you are in the system, you will receive an email. Um, Perfect way to go on straight on spam, right? But okay, see if we can manage. Okay, so accounts. Okay, so now I am in the free plan, and because I've been doing stuff behind the scene, it may actually not be working right, but we'll try. Okay, so you're over this plan, active limits. You have 1 day and 23 hours. Basically, it's 48 hours to choose which community and room stay active, right? So right now, this is what happens. I have the extra wave that is in there. I had two waves. My free plan only allows one wave and one ripple.
Okay.
So right now, this wave is paused. Okay, you see, it's paused. I need to clean up this message, but I mean, improve it slightly. I realize like I'm really particular about UX. I mean, seriously.
Mm.
Anyway, um, and here's what happens because I only had like one ripple um, available. Basically, this is what happens. The other two, so it's strictly in order. For the first one, first wave, first ripple is the one that is unfrozen. The other ones are paused. Now, there's a couple of things that you need to be aware of. Anything here counts towards your plan, right? So you're overboard here. You cannot create new ripples, even if you had more slots. If the total count here is bigger, you cannot create new ripples.
Mm.
Okay, so you can delete this one, unfreeze this one. You can do a number of things, but basically that's the limit. And if I go back here, though, when I get first frozen, I still have 48 hours to decide which one I want to freeze. Okay, so I can rearrange here, and here's what happens. These are so I can unselect that one and select this one, and these, of course, are just placeholders. Okay, and so I may have this one as the ripple that I want, for example. Let me save the arrangement. And this is exactly what happens. Now I can rearrange again or decide I'm done. When I'm done, this banner is set, and these are the ripples and wave that is going to be available to you. And the same if you go to a different plan, basically, that again it's got, like, I mean, in this case it's the most restrictive, right? We're talking about free, but other plans, again, is the same. Some people have like 40 ripples everywhere, whatever. You can choose which ones you want to keep and which ones you want to freeze.
All right. We have a question coming in the chat. Is there ability to have a test space that never goes live, like a sandbox?
So not at the moment. I'm definitely considering it. If nothing else, because it will be more fun to have, an important part of this that we all need to understand is, we have the Rippily show, we have the Rippily dive, and these are useful, incredible resources available to people in Rippily. And often we create like a new ripple with scenes and whatever. So it's definitely not right now. Maybe this weekend, I have no idea, but definitely it's something that I'm seriously considering, is having basically a ripple that nobody but you can get in. So not really
Right.
used for anything but yourself. I'm trying to make it working.
It does look like there are a lot of people that are interested in that for sure. Another question that came in: what happens
I
if it
mean,
is?
would you want, would you want something for free? Yes. Okay, that doesn't mean anything. Or
But the
just
reasons, the reasons that they're talking about in the chat, I think are important. Like you mentioned, we do the Ripley Dive every Saturday, and it's nice to have a place to practice. I think was some of the chatter that was happening. Somebody else was asking, what happens if it is the scenes that are over the limit of the plan and not the amount of ripples?
if the scenes are over the amount, and for regarding to what, every plan has got limits
Mm-hmm.
from scenes to to number of ripples or waves. So any limits may count on that.
So
Now for
anything that's
something
being on
like
the first, so say it's, however many scenes are allowed. If it goes over that amount, whatever's listed after that will be frozen. I think that's what they were asking.
no, I see what you
Yeah.
mean. No, what will happen is that you will not be able to create more scenes. Basically, you're over the limit. You're not going to create new scenes. Whatever you have there, I think that's the way I designed it. You will keep them. I'm not going to delete anything, if you know what I mean. Okay.
Gotcha. All right. All right. Is there let us know in the chat, keep the questions coming if you do have any questions for what's going on. So right now, as we mentioned, for anybody that's just coming in, we're opening the payments to all of the beta users today. Monday, it opens to the public. And what time did
Yeah.
you say that was again?
Whenever I'll be ready. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. It depends on how this weekend goes, it depends on, if there's any showstopper. I don't think so right now. I mean, there's been a
Yeah.
couple of the one about the listed has been an important bug, but is a once off. There's been a couple of people who already I need to thank yourself, actually, Jessica, Susan as well, for finding a couple of important bugs. It's always important, if you find bugs, report them. Not only you save time to me, especially when you write the bugs the way, as detailed as you can. I can definitely have myself or my agents basically to fix this really quickly. Actually, there is one thing to mention, which is the concept of bubbles. I know we talked about that before, but I want to make sure that people understand, what's involved, because there's been a lot. This release has been really big, and I know that a lot of you have been waiting for it. But and again, given the feedback, you understand what is what is involved. And one thing I want to share here is, if I take any wave, maybe not this one, because let me take, well, okay, it doesn't matter. 3 ripples. Let me rearrange. Okay, so here we go. If you can't click here, you see there's includes one community. You just need to deselect here. And let's, it's because I only have one ripple. Okay, save arrangement. It doesn't matter. So here's what I'm going to do, basically. I'm going to have, let me just click on the settings. I want to, again, talk about bubbles for a second. This is how we can control access to ripples. Okay, how do we control access? How do we allow members to access or not our places? How do we protect people inside the ripple? And so we do this with the concept of bubbles, how to organize your community into subgroups and assign ripples to them. So you can create any form of bubble, access group 1. Okay. And in this case, it's visible to non-members. I may even make it not visible, but protected. Protected means basically that people can request to join, but I need to assign them to that, right? So in any case, here I can add one or more of these. Done. And now these two ripples are here. What it means is that when I go to the list of ripples, well, it's hard to see because, but anyways, you can see here that we have access groups. Unfortunately, these are posts, so it's not a good example, I guess. But any of these, depending on their kind of level of access, can be controlled. And in the future, I know it seems like a bit abstract, but basically what we have is we have a main ripple, which is fixed, doesn't move in terms of position. Okay, it's always at the first one, and basically this controls all the ripples that are inside this bubble. Can be open, can be protected, but additionally, I can create, like, say, this could be a free one, and this one could be premium, pro, whatever. So this is basically us moving towards this idea that very soon we will have a capability for your own communities to charge your own customers. Okay, and so you can control access to that. So on one hand is control. People can join. Basically, they see the wave here, and this is my own, so like I won't see it, but basically there is a join button, and or request to join, depending on is it open or is it a closed ripple. Okay, is there some other question?
Yes, we have a couple other questions coming in. I want to do the second one first because it ties into what we were already talking about. But I think one of the questions was about the sandbox idea, and the reason they're wanting to ask about that is because it's a consideration before they reorganize their ripples and decide on the level that they're going to choose. So that was more of a comment of just wanting to know about before they make a choice on which level they're going to choose for pricing.
Yeah, I understand. So basically, if I create a sandbox, you're not going to pay me. Then should I build it? Let me just think about this. But it's true, right? The more you add, the more people find ways to, and it's important, I guess. I think the sandbox is important. I would hate for people not be able to participate to the dive, for example, because they don't have a room to play with.
Right.
So yeah, I'll build it.
Okay.
So again, sandbox means no one but yourself are going to be able to access that. So it is really like for play. I mean, the other way to look at it is, I guess there is a free account, which is like there to, to play. That's the way you would do it if you didn't have like many, because the free account doesn't have a number of features, okay? Because it's there to play. It's not there to really to create like permanent offices or anything like that.
Right.
Having said that, the limit is three scenes. It might be limiting in a way for the dive in many ways.
Oh man, I'm gonna be guys.
I know.
I'm just
But but that's what
having to rein it in for the dive, you guys. I don't know if I could do it.
No, I guess what I mean is like you would end up, if you wanted to do a dive, to create like a free account just for that, and then maybe encountering certain limitations. So maybe let's simplify it. Let's create a sandbox, and
Yeah.
I feel I will regret this, but I'll commit to it.
Well, you're not making any enemies in the chat, that's for sure. Everybody in the chat is just praising you from here to the stars.
I know, but I'm thinking about people who don't deserve it, not the ones who are here today.
Tell them, guys, don't overthink it. Just do it. Just do it.
Exactly.
All right, we did have another question coming in, and wants to know, for those people who want to have more than one pro account, they just want to make sure that second email address is going to be honored for the beta founders pricing and how that will work.
So at the moment, the founder is strictly for emails that are inside the system right now. But if you, I guess on Monday, if you set up a free account, I can hook you up. Basically, I can attach you to the founder as well. Now, to be important, this right, founder. If you move quickly, because founder is basically I think by Monday. Basically, what happens is right now you have to choose your plan within a certain date, which is I think Friday perhaps. But you
Right.
still have like a couple of days, in case, because what happens is on Friday everything gets to be frozen. Then you realize, oh, it's frozen. So you basically, technically, you have until Monday to buy a plan, right, if you want to. And so that's the way I thought about it. As you see, there's a billion different rules. It's hard to remember which one which one I set up.
Meaning, I think you mean Monday, the 27th of April, right? This Monday
Yeah,
it opens to everybody. Monday, the 27th, you have until then, those of you that are in beta, to make your decision or your initial decision. And then, as you mentioned before, they do have 1 year, correct, to
yeah,
upgrade or
yeah,
decide.
because you may decide, right now I'm okay with start, which is okay. Maybe I don't have many people, and but then you want to grow your community, or vice versa. You're going for the middle tier, and then you realize, what if, right? And again, my goal, all our goal, I guess, is to make sure that Rippily helps you to create a the community that you always wanted to have, I guess. And so I guess let's put it's on me. I have a year to push you to create like a bigger community, so you can buy the bigger tier, right? Um,
Yeah.
so basically that could be the way. Well, you can buy that is justified, I guess, to go for the bigger tier.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
it's definitely, Susan actually makes a great point. All of this is spelled out on the bottom of the plan page. When you go to the plan here, you go to account, manage plan, and here I try to put the dates here. Okay, so you will see subscribe by, and you have up until the 30th
And
of
the day,
2027. I mean, seriously.
yeah, the day that people sign up becomes their payment date monthly, correct?
Yes.
There's your answer for that question.
If you really want to wait for the last minute, you can chance it. But if you skip that day, that's on you. Don't come
Yep.
to me crying.
There's a lot of don't come to me crying.
Yeah, yeah.
It's in this.
I'm
Don't
going to
let
be
your payment lapse and don't wait till the last minute.
exactly. I'll be ruthless, ruthless. You know.
It's the Ripley show, the musical. Don't cry to me, Argentina. Okay. Can I cry about the paid enrollment option released? Can we cry about having to wait till Monday? No, you may not. I'm going to chime in on this. You may not cry about that, because we want to make sure that everything is going off without a hitch before we open it to the entire planet. Okay. Very
Yeah,
important, guys, because we want to make sure that
yeah.
everybody has a really amazing first impression. And that's important.
Yeah, and I mean, one thing to realize here is one thing is to fix bugs, the odd bug that I expect to happen. Okay, I yet have to see like a software that
Mm,
goes live with this amount of stuff. Um, but I would dare to say that people who are here, people who are in Heartbeat, basically, community, people in the community, they already know Rippily.
mm,
Okay, so the only new thing here is to work out, what plans to set up, what plan to buy, how to organize rooms, what does satisfy my needs. When new people arrive, they will know nothing about Rippily. Okay, when I, for example, open up to the waiting list, right, and I send an invitation to the waiting list, they may not know Rippily at all.
right.
And so there's an entire onboarding story that I don't
Absolutely.
have ready yet, right? So people enter a Ripple, it's empty. There's no, there's not yet say like a nice choose a template or some guides and whatever. So I will need everybody's help because I don't have time for that right now. It's not that I don't have
Right.
time for new people, but I do realize that it is lacking in that. And I just didn't want to have everything together on the same day today. It's just not
Yeah.
possible.
And that's important for that too, because Marissa was talking about, I think she was talking about like membership type enrollment, like having people be able to pay us to
Ah,
come in to be a part of our communities, which is fine. But all of that stuff still cannot happen until you have this complete onboarding process, because we know that when people come in here to be part of the communities, they're going to be interested in Ripley as well. And so
yeah.
we need to make sure that everything is in place before those doors open.
Yeah, absolutely. And Marisa said already recorded a welcome Ripley on board, and that's great. Peggy did something similar as well. We have some information on Ripley Central, which is again another place you know very well at this point. Which until today, when I hit that one as well, was the very first card in the discovery page. You know, it's there as first for a reason, of course. Um, but you know everything that the community can help with, you know, people may be visiting your wave and actually want to know about your own services, but also Ripply. Maybe you can add the video as well. Anything that can help at this point will be absolutely great. um, the next thing I wanted to say, yeah, especially for Marisa, when we were talking about the enrollment for your own community members. And I know a few people are asking, but you saw how trust me, this bit was very complicated,
Right.
right? You imagine bubbles and tears, and when someone stop and when someone starts, and you know, what if you cancel, what if you whatever. Anyways, there's a number of little rules like that, that needed to be taken in account. And I redesigned this part like many times to keep it, the rearrange, right? How do you freeze and freeze? What's in, what's out? I had to take like several executive decisions to simplify the system because it was very complicated. So my next phase is definitely tighten up everything that is in here just to make sure that we have a smooth experience.
Yeah.
But next is basically going to be, in terms of major features, is going to be the community part, because the marketplace is to be something that needs to work out. And you know, Marisa, for example, she sent a lot of really good information, you know, about
Right.
what would be nice to have, I guess, and really, really good. I will take that. I don't want to say as a spec, but definitely as a good point to really to analyze, to work out. But as others may have noticed, there's a lot of stuff. It's complex. It will take time.
Right, right. I want to go through some of the questions that have come in the chat. One question is, where should we be best directing any bugs or questions between now and go live on Monday? I think we know the bug answer. We do have bug buttons, but if there are
Yeah,
questions outside of the bugs, where would you prefer people bring those questions? I know we're meeting Saturday, right?
we are meeting Saturday. Saturday is tomorrow, isn't it?
Yep.
Tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow we'll be there. We'll probably spend quite a bit of time. Just, I don't know, Jessica, if you have anything planned in terms
Just
of
a
rooms,
very
but
little, because we had a question come in about radio button type.
we'll keep
Very
that as
small.
a
Yeah.
contingency. Otherwise, we'll
Yep.
talk about this
Yep.
stuff, and I think makes sense.
So bring lots of questions tomorrow for the Ripley dive. I think if you have any questions, you can always, they can send you a message here on Ripley, right? Like in Ripley. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we know the bugs. You know, there is an icon for that in several places in Rippily. You can write maybe some stuff in Heartbeat. I'm not a fan of feature requests. I need to clarify this. Feature request is a solution. I want you to bring problems.
There you go. Bring problems, not solutions to,
Yeah.
to the questions. Let me know if that answers your question about the bugs and
I do not
questions.
know how to make some ripples discoverable within a wave that is private. If the wave is private, the ripple is not discoverable. It's like,
So whatever one has the highest
yeah,
level of
yeah,
privacy. So
yeah,
if your wave is public and you set your ripple to private, the ripple is going to be private. If
yeah,
you set your wave to private and the ripple's public, it's not. It's private as well.
yeah.
All right. If you pay, just to clarify, if you pay for a year of Founding Pro and then increase it to the next level, you just pay the difference for your year.
Yes, prorated. Yes.
Prorated. There's that question.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that we can move from one level to another regardless of monthly or annual payment within the first year.
Yes. Yes, you will still be in the fountain. And of course, if there's any issue, you let me know, but I worked hard to make that work.
All right, there we go. And then let me get to some of the other questions. Yes, there definitely take a look at those privacy settings within both the Ripple and the Wave. Very, very important. And then don't forget
Yeah.
about your account privacy settings as well.
And also, a lot of people have different channels. They send me private messages. Try to avoid that, right? Some of the issues are common to everyone. It makes, unless obviously there's private concerns, but otherwise, let's use the normal channels. It's a good idea to come tomorrow, for example, if you can, because we can figure it out together. A lot of these things may be useful to others as well. Okay.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I get honestly bombarded from different directions, different times, with different levels as well of complexity as well. There are, while I'm working on stuff like this, sometimes, some of the issues are relatively minor, and we need to balance some of these in a way, right, that makes
Right.
sense.
So definitely use the bug feature to report any and all bugs, guys. Don't bombard with a whole bunch of private messages that are about bugs. It's really important to go through the process, because I have seen Claudio's process on his side, and leaving him a voice message or typing it out in a chat is not going to be helpful to him. He needs those bug reports. So that's really important for that. And then when we do come together for events like the Rippily Dive, it's really important to stay on task. The Rippily Dive is not the place to say, but I wish we could have this color or this feature or this. It's fun, but that's not going to help us be launched and all of that. So bring your questions for sure tomorrow, and also bring any challenge with the launch part of things.
And
So
I mean, I don't want to be too extreme. I don't mind, the suggestions. And sometimes we look at analogs, things that work somewhere else, and we try to see how about. So, I mean, it's fine. Sometimes you get some little signal there that opens up like new possibilities. But as a general rule, yeah, let's try to basically to share with everyone else, the kind of challenges. If there is a quick answer, we answer. Definitely come to the live events, right? It's becoming more and more difficult for me to balance the current work with all the inputs from different channels that I get all the time. And the reason about, why would a video or voice message or message somewhere else not work as well as if it's a bug, I guess, a bug tracking, right? Is that the bug tracker that we have is designed in a way that gives me enough information that I can either look at myself or very often just to give to one of my agents. If the agent knows what is the ripple, what is the expected functionality, which is not like it should work and now it doesn't work, right? It should be, something detailed. But basically, the more detail you put the information, the less time and the more likely that bug will be fixed early, right? I have this kind of zero bug policy, which doesn't mean there's no bugs. It means that I'm not a fan of keeping a huge backlog of bugs, right, that are open, because they become stale and then it becomes really hard. And then you need to triage, you need to do a lot of work to prioritize and whatever. So if a bug is there, I tend to fix it. If it's a feature request, I ignore it. Okay.
There you go. I want to just clarify, there was a question about the founders pricing. The way for them to get to the founders pricing is through the dashboard, correct?
Yes, I removed it from the website. There's no need from the website to actually get there. You are in the system, from the system. If you are eligible for the founding, you will see the founding pricing. If you're not eligible, you will not find it. You will find the normal pricing, basically.
There you go. All right. So let's just summarize for everybody that came on a little bit later, and summarize for everybody that's over on the live stream as well. You want to give kind of just the date summary of how the flow of everything's going to go.
Yeah, let's see. So this morning I did the deployment. I broke up a couple of things. This is important to know. If you have your rooms and your wave that is suddenly not listed in the discovery, just don't worry. You just go to the setting, right? You click here on the settings and you turn on that. Okay, right now this is blocked because it's a private one, and it's probably is a free whatever. Anyways, but this is the one to work on. If you're free, it's non-discoverable, so this will be locked. However, otherwise you basically set it up, you make it discoverable again. In terms of dates, so we are opening, it's open right now for payments. You are in a beta program right now that is going to expire, I believe, next Friday 24th, I believe. Okay. So you have 8 days basically to think about how you want to organize your plans. But that's what happens. Once it expires, even then, you are going to be moved to the free plan, and you will have 48 hours to rearrange so that you can basically select which ripple is going to be available. And if you go for a plan before that, I guess, you will be able to rearrange ripples again, if and only if you are outside the plan in there. Those ripples will be frozen, but every ripple is a little bit like, I don't know, any cloud system or whatever. They're frozen. They still count for the plan, meaning that if you are outside the limits of the plan, you will not be able to create a new ripple. You need to delete whatever you have there, or unfreeze whatever you have there. Okay.
Right.
And then what do we have? The
Monday.
plan as written in the billing. Let me just go there again. So that's free. That's why it was locked. Let me see. Where is the... Oh, because it's already set up. Maybe we can't see it, right? Oops. No, that's the wrong one. I don't see... Well, it's in the other managed plan here. Sorry. Okay. So as you see here, these are the dates. You need to subscribe by April 27th. I believe is a Monday. Okay,
yes,
so
it's 2 Mondays from now.
Yeah, but that's because there is a time to rearrange. But basically, this is the case. Check your banner, anyways, to make sure it's between Friday and Monday, anyways. And then you have a year to switch to different plans if, say, your community takes off and you want to go for a bigger plan, or vice versa. Yeah, you start crying. You realize it's not for you. But basically, you can switch. And do not miss this deadline. You can cry all day long. That's it. I'm going to be heartless. And you are going to go to the normal plan like everyone else. Like the rest of the world.
The rest of the world.
Mm-hmm.
On on Monday as well, which is important to know too. When Claudio is ready, it will launch for everybody on Monday. And that's Monday, April 20th.
So let me
everybody.
see, more tricky. Go from annual payment to at Pro to monthly on business. Now, if you go to the thing is prorated. When you switch up, that's okay. When you switch down, it will end at the end of the plan that you just paid. Okay, aside from the first 14 days. So if you pay, say, for a month and then you decide to cancel, canceling will only work to the end of. I mean, you will still be using it until the end, consuming it to the end of the month, and so on.
Okay. There you go. There's that question. The people are asking for confetti, and far be it for me to not allow it. So
we need,
happy launch day, everybody.
Absolutely.
Bubbles, confetti, all of it. All of it. How about some hearts? Let's have some hearts for Claudio as well. Well done. We're all super excited. Any final words that you want to leave with everybody today?
It's not for everyone. I need to sleep. That's the only thing I need. You know, the tension, and because I'm really really fast, but this stuff like took forever. In the brief history of Rippily is being hard, and so yeah, I'm glad it's. Someone said, "Oh, congratulations!" Susan actually said, "Congratulations! You must be relieved." And I think, well, let's wait a little bit longer, right? Let's see.
We've only just begun, as the great Carpenter once said. We've only just begun.
Yeah,
the beginning of something amazing.
This is definitely the beginning. There's a lot more to come for sure.
Somehow this turned into the Ripley Show, the musical today. I don't know how it happened, but it did. And don't forget to come to the Ripley Dive, which happens tomorrow, Saturday, April 18th. Yeah. Happens every Saturday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. That's where you bring all of your questions, all of the things that you have going on. We have a very small tutorial that we'll have ready for tomorrow if and when the time allows, and then if not, we'll be back to it the next week. I'm sure we usually build something amazing together, which is always a lot of fun. So also I do want to mention, for those of you that are, I know there's a lot of chatter going on in your communities about Ripley. If you are leading talks about Ripley, about the platform, that you are sending all of your friends and all of your people over to Ripley Central. That is going to be the place where they get the best, most accurate, and up-to-date information about Ripley. We have Claudio's office is there. We have the studio here for the Ripley Show. We have the Ripley Rewind that is open now. And you can see some of the past shows and past dives. We also have the amazing tutorials that Peggy put together inside Ripley Central as well. But there is a ton of things there for you to check out. But send your people there as well, because that's going to be, like I said, the best and most accurate and up-to-date way for them to learn about Ripley and how to use it.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, it's not just an ad, I guess. It's important that people get a really good onboarding. I'm going to do a lot more focus on that as well, right? So how people get to know Rippily is important. I know it's everybody's responsibility. It's definitely the responsibility of the platform, but we can all play a really good part, a big part on this.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. One last question. Can people favorite waves? Can they favorite waves yet?
You can join waves. That could be something. I don't. I'll think about this. Think about
it. And Ripley Central will always be at the top of the discovery list, so you don't ever have to worry about that one. It will always be there for you to find, everybody, on the discovery page. There are people that don't want to lose. We're talking about streaks. We don't want to lose our login streaks. Everybody's good. All right.
Should I reset the streaks? I have this feeling, right, that the launch date should reset the playground for everyone. I know someone is a little bit against that.
No, the people are upset. Do
No.
not take the streaks out. Do not take the streaks out. All right, you guys, we will see you tomorrow on April 17th, April 18th, 2026 at 11:30 a.m. Eastern time for the Rippily Dive. This breaking news edition of the Rippily Show. We'll be back here on the Rippily Show. We're here every Tuesday at 12 p.m. Eastern time, and we want to give a huge more confetti to thank you to Claudio. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll take them.
All right, everybody. That's all we've got, and we'll see you next time.